now too, and it every cell in my body I don't understand. I don't get it, because we have absolutely no problem making sure that we personally, our clothes on fleek, we look like this, we look like that, and our whole physical personal appearance is on fleek. But your child's education ain't on fleek. Thank you, baby. I love and appreciate you. As far as Uber is concerned, Lyft got this thing, double-sided promotion. You get a little money, I get a little money. Hit me at 7 a.m. I'll go ahead and give you that code.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, baby. Have a wonderful day. 617-282-0062. Good Rise and Call you live.
How you doing?
Hello.
I just want to say that I definitely agree with everything that you're saying. I went to a charter school my high school career, and I'm currently in college right now. I'm graduating in May. I went to
woo, woo, go on, baby.
Right? I just want to say that I think that charter school has definitely prepared me for college. I don't think that there's nothing wrong with charter school. People might say that it's challenging, but the challenge is definitely always worth it if you're trying to, go to college and, get a good job in life. It's just part of the whole system. So I definitely agree with everything that you're saying. I do not think that charter school is, challenging at all.
Yeah. So one of the things I would like to say is thank you for that, because last night they had two students on the stage, and one was talking about how he attended a charter school and how it was so difficult and how it was so hard. And that was a good thing. But, it made kids depressed, and it made children not want to excel and succeed. And, children were dropping out and not coming to school because they were so depressed about the hard work. And this goes back to the fact that BPS is broken, because half of these children going to charters came from BPS and have to catch up. And that can be challenging. And I understand how challenging it is. But for me, the only thing that I want is I want us to be in the same space and to have a conversation. And I want the charters to stop bashing BPS. And I want BPS to stop bashing charters. And I want us to stop pulling our kids out of school and putting them in private school. Half of us don't even have the funds to do so. But then when are we going to have that conversation about what are we going to do for the babies? How are we going to fix this for the children? There's parents that are currently at meetings that were BPS students at one time that are fighting for a better education for their children. But instead of fighting to say, what can we do to fix it? They're fighting because all they hear is the rhetoric about the reason why your child is failing is because of the charters. BPS was broken before charters became this corporate education, and that's what it's becoming now. So I don't want anybody to think that Tayla just for charters just because our children go there. I'm for equal education everywhere. I don't care if you live in Roxbury, West Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, South End, the Seaport. Your child, if you live in the city of Boston, if you pay city of Boston taxes, you should be getting the same education anywhere you go. If you live in Roxbury and then you pick your child up and move to Hyde Park, that child should be getting the same education that it received while it was in Roxbury. Or your child leaving Roxbury or leaving West Roxbury, moving to Dorchester, should receive the same education from West Roxbury to Dorchester. That makes the same sense. That just makes sense. You go to any other city, any other town, the children K through 12 get a bus, right? Why are our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders on MBTA buses? Why? You go to any other city, you go to any other town, the children get to grow up with the child that they met in kindergarten. We are the only... I'm still trying to find, if you could help me, I think I'm a pretty good researcher, but I still have yet to find somewhere where they have all of the cities that are currently still in 2016 busing children out of their city or town and bringing them into an affluent neighborhood in order to learn. I have yet to find any data where it says, oh yeah, 2016, we still busing. Because that's what it is. I don't care. You can call it the MECO program if you want. You know when it came out? In 1966. Y'all ain't fixed the system yet to bring them back home? And if we're going to talk about the fact that 50%, the schools that our children are currently entering into with the MECO program are 50% white, and they wanted to diversify it a little bit. If that's the case, let's go to Boston Latin, because they're 47% right now. They're 3% away from being 50% white and not having enough diversity. Oh, you didn't know that? 47%, absolutely. And I think if we're going to round up, I think it's 47.8. So it's really 48. Okay? I'm sorry. I know it's Freaky Friday, but the freaky thing about it is y'all too worried about everything being on fleek, and you ain't worried about your child's education on fleek. If that ain't freaky enough for you, I don't know what is. Y'all need to be scared that our entire country, take a look. If you are a BPS student, if you attended BPS, I need you to take into the context that the education you received is one of the best in the countries. How you feel now? Like, damn. When I said that, because when I go into these spaces, people don't know these little tidbits. Like, damn, are we the best? Are you serious? Are we the best? We are one of the best in the nation, Massachusetts, as far as education is concerned. I had a parent say to me, damn, I feel like BPS failed me. I feel like BPS failed me, and we are the best in the nation? Exactly. What's that say for the rest of your country? 617-282-0062. Good Rising Caller, you're live.
Good morning, my dear. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Fine, thank you. My children grew up right here in Massachusetts, and they're grown right now. And to tell the truth, I'm from the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. And to the knowledge that we have and what's growing up with the children here, if the parents haven't put their foot down, what you think will happen to generations to come? Because we all are parents in one form or fashion. But when children grow out, we quote our face and say, yes, my child is the best. Yes, it's truth. But the thing about it, I outside here as law enforcement and like to hear everybody else, which my both children are grown up, our grandchildren too. And the same thing, grew up from Madison and part of Medco, which I grew up from Catholic, from the Caribbean. And the thing about it, we grew up with respect, honor, to respect every and each one of our peers. And if we ain't carry ourselves the way we're supposed to be, how our children will carry their self or we grandchildren to come and the nation to go on. And the same thing as she says. I know why he was angry, because very simple. It's how we carry ourselves. Thank you, dear.
Thank you, baby. I love and appreciate you. I hope you have an awesome day today. You know, we still have elders that still got some sense. We still got elders that are governing themselves accordingly. We still got elders that are trying to teach some sense into these young parents. We still have elders. 617-282-0062. Good Rising, Caller, you're live.
Good rising, Miss Tayla.
Good Rising, my king.
Tell us why you mad, son.
Tell him why you mad, son. Tell him.
Oh my God, she's gonna storm the Capitol.
You know what? I wish parents were mad enough to do so. I wish parents were upset enough to go ahead and storm the State House or storm City Hall and say, listen, enough is enough. Because let your nail lady do the wrong thing. Let your barber cut you the wrong way and you ready to raise hell in the shop. But as soon as you get out when it comes to your child's education, it's just, hey, you know, we're doing the best that we can, you know, and you're willing to accept it. Just accept it. You know what? We go ahead, baby. I'm not gonna cut you off. Go on.
Okay, no, go ahead. It's okay, because I feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? But I can't get as vocal as you because I'm looked upon as a threat. I'm a 372 pound, 6 foot black man. You know what I'm saying? I can't get animated like you, so I need you to get animated. I really do. You know, I've gone to, my daughter is in a charter school. I've gone to the State House. I have testified before the hearing, the board, whatever you want to call them, You know, what I said to them, you know, rings true. When I was in school, we had choices. We had parochial, we had private, we had medical, you know, we had choices. Why are they trying to limit my daughter's choices? You know, Boston Public School, they're the, you know what it is? I look at it like this. Boston Public School, they're the parent who doesn't want to be told that they're a bad parent. Because you know you can't tell a parent they're a bad parent. All holy hell will break loose. You can't tell a parent they're a bad parent. But Boston Public School is a bad parent. They don't want to accept help from somebody else. They don't want to accept help from the new parent on the block, which is charter schools. You know, my daughter, I got full custody of my daughter over 7 years ago. She went to 2 Boston Public Schools, the Madison and the Greenwood. You know, and they both dropped the ball. I'm sorry. You know, throwing out names, throwing them under the bus, they dropped the ball. My daughter was coming home 2-3 days a week with 1 page of homework. I'm like, no, that's not acceptable. You know, my daughter's already behind. She needs to catch up. Y'all need to, you know, this is what y'all need to do. This is what I want y'all to do, and it wasn't done. So I was lucky to get my daughter into the Edward Brooks. You know, and she has excelled since she started that school. She is on top of her class. We are going, you know, almost weekly on high school interviews to get her into a good high school. Now that it's good. I like that, but I kind of have a problem with it because when I was in high school, all you had to do was just pick a school. You pick 5 schools, and you got your first 3 choices, and you pick which one you want to go to. Now you got to go through all these interviews. You got to go to, you got to write essays and do all this stuff in order to get into a good high school. And my daughter should have to go through all that. What she does, and we're getting it done because I don't want my daughter to not keep going as far as she can possibly go. You know, and I'm sorry, the Boston Public Schools, they haven't done that. They're not putting that out there. You know, so why should it just be one choice? It should be more than one choice.
Absolutely. So as far as choice is concerned, a lot of the parents, thank you, baby. I love and appreciate you. Hope you have an awesome day today. One of the problems that a lot of parents have out here as far as choice is concerned is you're taking away BPS's choice when you're taking away from BPS money and you're giving it to charter schools. And there is a problem. There's definitely a problem when it comes to our children's education starting to become privatized. When we have corporations that are trying to come in and buy schools and have control over schools. Listen, donating money. Oh, they're just donating money. Nah, you need to find out why. Listen, when you donate to a certain fund, there's a reason why you're donating. You have something attached to the reason why you're giving money. These big corporations are not giving money out of the goodness of their heart. They barely even pay their employees. They are buying these schools for a reason. I do not believe in privatized education at all. But I do not believe that we need to sit around and have meetings over and over again, blaming the other when we could invite the other to our house or into equal space and say, what is it that we can do? There are certain things parents are raving about you. Please tell us your practices. How can we make ourselves better? And not once did I hear anything about a solution. Anytime I go into these spaces, no, I hear people complaining. That's all it is just making complaints. Can we please come together and speak on one accord to what do we need to do for these kids? What can we do for these babies? Put your ego aside, put your pocket aside. 78% of a $1,315,500,000 budget. Figure it out. My biggest thing is we have countries with a GDP smaller than that 1,315,500,000 that are still outperforming us in math and science and even our own language, English. Figure it out. It could all be so simple. The pain. But you'd rather make it hard. 617-282-0063. Good Rise and Caller, you're live.
How are you doing?
Can you feel it? Can you feel the energy? I'm Mr. Negative today. How about that?
You can't feel it. Yes.
Well, you know, I think when most immigrants come to this country, one thing that they seem to do is look on the map, see the community that has the best school, and that's where they move to. I think our folks, for some reason, they'll be working class or upper working class, and they'll live in the hood. You got $150,000 coming into your home, and you live in the city of Boston. You complain about education. Move. Get them out.
Nah, I'm not moving. This is my city. This is where I want to move. The education system needs to be fixed. And as soon as GE comes in and we give them all of these discounts and all of these, we're going to help you buy houses and incentives to buy this. And we're going to have a whole bunch of executives that are going to start voting. This school system is going to change really quickly. And so is the landscape of the city.
I mean, it's already changing if you look at parts of it. But here's the thing. Most of us cannot afford to live here. I mean, if 80% or 90% of your income is going to pay your rent, then it might be time to skedaddle.
This is my house. How many people have been here all their life? All my life I had to fight. This is their whole life. I'm not leaving. I shouldn't have to move. If anything, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to continue to fight. I'm going to continue to fight. Mel King has been fighting for how long? Something's got to give.
Here's another thing. What is so great about the city? It stinks. It smells. It's filled with rats, pollution. Like, I'm glad I don't live there anymore. I mean, I just don't see the obsession with it.
We gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. We're not leaving. We're not fleeting. We're not running away. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna fix this. As long as we can have collaborative conversations and do right by our children and govern ourselves accordingly, we gonna be all right. We have to fix this. We can't sit here and say, oh, it's broke, I'm leaving. And that's why half these relationships are messed up. That's why all these people got multiple baby mamas, baby daddies, because nobody want to fix nothing. We give up on everything. Everything.
I mean, to have a 02119 zip code on your mailbox, to me, it's just not worth it. But to each their own. But I don't get it.
Well, I thank you, baby. I thank you for every time you call. I love and appreciate you. We got 2 other callers on the line, 617-282-0062. If y'all want to go to Facebook, there was we were supposed to talk about sex, but the cells in my body I'm so fired up. I'm so fired up because last night it dumbfounded me. Just listening to the conversation, I just sat there in complete disbelief. An emergency town hall meeting, no solution. I want to call an emergency town hall meeting so I can itch and complain about all the things that we already know. They discussed the history of BPS schools, the history of busing. They discussed the history of Jim Crow. They discussed the history of why our education has already been messed up for Black folks. The history of why Black folks can't learn. Thank you for that history lesson. I was well aware of this. We know the problem. At any point in time, are we going to get to the solution part? No, let's just break up in groups and keep complaining. Grow the hell up and find a solution. Fix it. Fix it. 1,315,500,000. I think I'm going to get it on a t-shirt because I say it so much. We have countries with a GDP that is lower than 1,315,500,000 and they still outperform us in math and science. Figure it out. Good Rising Caller, you're live.
Rising Taylor, thank you for putting your voice out. The only one thing, be careful with your blood pressure.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
Because you by yourself, I do not want you to bring your blood pressure high. The problem I'm having with this charter school, for the first, the minute this thing was coming to board, I'm like, why do we have charter school? I want to know why. If the Boston public schools not doing their job, they should get fired. Because I live in a suburb. There's no charter school in the suburb. You know, it's either you go to school, to the public school or private. You choose which one you want to go to. But in Boston, it's different. If you want best for your kids, you got to fight to get into a lottery for your kids to go to charter school. It really makes no sense to me. My second thing I had to say about this, like I said, we don't vote people in. We just come around, just call the 101.3 and raise our voice, and that's it. When it's time for a vote, everyone stay at home. There's a brother that said that, well, I'm always complaining saying that the people need to vote. It's a selectman. No, sir, it's not a selectman. They don't select people to become president or select anyone to be governor. You choose the person you want to be your next leader. If you don't go out there to choose your next leader that's going to do something for your community, you're going to have these type of stuff happening. One thing, guys, we need to find out and we need to know, rich take care of rich, poor take care of poor. So if you want to stay home and just be poor, this is the same thing they're going to be doing. As we all see, just Boston is changing. I drove down Roxbury. I'm seeing a bunch of white folks in Roxbury where people couldn't walk. I'm seeing a bunch of white folks walking and driving their bikes, riding their bikes. We need to wake up and start, changing our lives. That's what I had to say today, Taylor. Only one thing, you still haven't told me where you want to go out to eat with your kids.
Listen, the kid said it's not about me because I was naming places. I was like, how about this is an organic place? I'm like, no. How about you just tell him Fridays and you don't have to eat? We could eat. So the children would prefer Fridays.
Next week, stop by the radio.
Thank you so much. I thank you. I love you, and I appreciate you for that. 617-282-0062. Good Rising Caller, you live.
Okay, see that. Have a good morning.
Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm fine.
Talk to me, Papa.
Caller came from New York. Grew up right here on Blue Avenue in and what he says exactly. I grew up from the Caribbean, and to tell you, school is great, just the same way, and the same thing you say. I do not want your blood pressure high, but the thing about it, we have to get together. Instead of murmuring and talking about each other, put it together and get everything, because we only know one school that we grew up in. We know nothing about the other type of schools. And if we have put together, who will put together for us? Think about that. We have future ahead.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I look out every day where I work, which I wouldn't put over there. I see many, many young folks. Sometimes I have to look at them and think what's going on. This early in the morning, is that parents, grandparents, or what's happening in the home, that I say, check the phone and they start to murmur before they go to school, or if they want to go to school, or what's the problem at home. Some ask for $1, some ask for nothing, and I had to look at myself and check. And this is what gets me at my age to see exactly what are we doing for our young folks outside here. This is what we have to realize. Is that what we're doing for the neighbors, for ourselves? Is what we're doing at home to help our children, our grandchildren, or the neighbors' children if the neighbors can't help? We have to help each other. Otherwise, if we don't help each other, what do you think will happen later on? According to the cartoon, we go catch real hell.
I thank you, baby. I love you. I appreciate you. Hey, they calling. The Caribbean said, I completely understand when it comes to the education thing, because some of these Caribbean countries are third world countries. Their GDP isn't 1,300,500,000. But they come to this country knowing 2-3 languages, knowing a metric system, and not just pound. They know the metric system. They come knowing, and shut it. You put them in a school system, and just because they have an accent, you want to sit here and second guess their education. No, baby, they know more than half of the people in the class. They probably know more than the damn teacher. The Caribbean don't play when it comes to education. They don't play. They may not have a lot of money, but they don't play when it comes to education. We need to figure out what is being done in other countries that have a smaller GDP than our school budget, but that are still outperforming us. What are you doing? How can we implement this? How can we come in the same space and have a conversation about what is it we need to do as adults to make the education system in this city equitable? Tayla, you can't say equal. You have to say equitable. I've been corrected so many times when it comes to that. An equitable education across the city, no matter where you live in the city. If you live in the city, you should obtain, you should receive, your child should get the same education in any, I guess we could call them little boroughs, Roxbury, Hyde Park, West Roxbury. No matter where you live, if you pay city taxes, you should get the best of the best education. Your child should be on a yellow bus until the 12th grade. Like every other city in town does. We need to figure out, how do we bring these babies back? How do we bring these babies? 1966 when MECO started. When are we going to bring the babies back? I've never heard a conversation about shutting down MECO and bringing that talent and bringing that wit back home. I've never heard a conversation ever about shutting down MECO. I've never heard a conversation about how can we implement what these schools that our children are attending through the MECO program. What are they doing? They're succeeding because our children are going to college. What are they doing and how can we implement it? I've never heard a conversation like that, ever. And I try to invade all education spaces that I possibly can. I try to go to every hearing that I possibly can. If I can speak at the hearing, I'm opening my mouth. But I don't get it. 617-282-0062. Good Rising Caller, you're live.
Good morning. I think they all dropped the ball. I think parents dropping the ball, the teachers dropping the ball. I think they all dropping the ball. A lot of Caribbean parents come from the Caribbean and they forget. They forget the things our parents did when we were younger. Parents are not checking homework. Parents are not going in and voicing their opinions in the school. Whatever the teacher says, it goes. And I just feel like they all dropping the ball, in my opinion. I have a 7-year-old that is going to charter school, and the charter school is dropping the ball. I go into the school 3 days, well, the minimum 2 days a week, and sit in the classroom with my child. The reason why I do that, because they will label it and say, oh, well, he is not paying attention. He can't stay still. Maybe we need to medicate him. So I'm like, okay, but he's doing it at home. So if he's doing it at home, then something's happening in the classroom. I need to go see myself. I don't want to judge. And I go sit there, and I'm looking on. I'm not a parent that's going to say, hey, listen to the teacher. I just sit back in the back of the class, and I'm just looking on. They are dropping the ball, okay? First of all, my son comes home, no homework on the weekend. No homework at all on the weekend. When I ask the teacher for homework, well, we encourage them to free play. Listen, I had a free play when I was in school in the Caribbean. I had homework throughout until Saturday. If you want to have a good Saturday and a good Sunday, you did your homework on Friday night to make sure it was done for the teacher on Monday morning. We're not giving homework on the weekend. I have to ask for it. And when I do get it, I have another girlfriend that goes to the same school. She's like, well, how come your son got extra homework? I literally have to go to school and said, I need extra work for my son. He is bored on a weekend. He's bored. I spend $35 a month going to Christmas tree and Staples, buying extra books just so my son has something to do. The reason why he's physically class, the child is bored. They're not coming up with solutions. All we're doing is getting angry, and believe me, I love the passion in their voice. I love it, because that's how I sound when I go into the school to talk. I had a meeting with the teacher yesterday, and the teachers are trying the same thing they tried last term on my son that didn't work. They're trying it this term again. We have the IEP teacher and his classroom teacher in the same building. The classroom teacher is saying the things that they're given is not working. You think she's transferring that information to the IEP teacher or the special education teacher? No. She's telling me. So I'm like, did you tell the IEP teacher? Well, I haven't met, and they're in the same building. It's only 2 floors. In the same building. So, but they're all dropping the ball. All of them. And they need to make sure there's a proper education for every single child. They're saying that we have equal opportunity. That is such lies. They don't have equal opportunity. They don't. They have this cookie cutter thing that they like to put all children in. All children in this cookie cutter.
That cookie cutter called the IP class, the ed plan. That cookie cutter, the ed plan that gets the city more money. That one.
Yes, that same one. They put all the kids in the same thing. You're giving my son a string to play with. And then telling him he can't pay attention. You give him something else to take his attention away from what you're teaching him. But it didn't work last year. And I'm his mother, carried him for 10 months. And it didn't
Yes,
work.
40 weeks is 10 months. I'm so glad you said that because people say it's 9 months. It's 40 weeks.
I don't want to get that way. I don't. I want to have respect for you and I want you to have respect for me. But it's not working. What the books is telling you, it's not working. How do you work with children for 15 years and don't realize that the things that they're putting in the books for you to implement, it's not working for every child. I understand if it works for Johnny, but it's not working for Nathaniel. You don't get that? It's cookie cutter. It's like we all have to fit in this label and this box, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. They're not going, as you said, to other countries and finding out. Why does it work with the brand? It's not working here. We have the same type of children. We have the same, and believe me, we have parents with the same type of passion. We do. We do. But then again, everybody's dropping the ball. The Caribbean parents like, I have to work. I get an earn. I can't manage. And listen, every morning I'm in the classroom. Every morning. So parents thought I was a teacher every morning because they're not dropping the ball on my 2 black boys. They got to get education just like everybody else. I'm sorry. But thank you for your passion. I have the same amount of passion like you. I wish there's something I can do. I wish someone could say, Nicole, cross the street, go down the road, and this is going to happen. Because believe me, I will be there. And I have a lot of parents that would do the same thing. I have a teacher telling me, Nicole, thank God for the passion you have. Because your son, they would have got dropped. They would have already been medicating him, and he would have been walking the streets in days at 7 years old.
Just think about that.
Because that's what they do. Instead of finding the root to the problem, let's just give him a pill and he'll be fine. So he can sit in the classroom and still not pay attention, but he will be quiet and he won't make a sound. But anyways, thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. I love and appreciate. See, that's the passion that I'm talking about. That's the passion that needs to be discussed. I want to go back to the story that I read yesterday. A private school designed primarily for LGBT youth and teachers is scheduled to open in September in Atlanta, Georgia. Pride School in Atlanta will serve K through 12. So your friends back in kindergarten are still your friends in 12th grade, like every other city in town. Students as well as teachers who feel different from others and do not feel supported in their regular school setting will be able to attend and work at this school. Children have full permission to be themselves as well as the educators, said the school founder and transgender teacher, where there's no worrying. Is this teacher going to be a person for me, or am I going to be by myself? Is this place going to be where students can just open up and be the best person they can be? Absolutely. When LGBT kids can see you, when they know that you can come, they can come to you. When they know that you're the same, that you're less likely to this is horribly written. They're less likely to die or be suicidal. For one, they're less likely to get pregnant. When they don't really want to get pregnant, they're less likely to get into drugs and alcohol and depression. When they have somebody in the front of the classroom who looks like them, who they feel can relate to them. And if that's the case, then why have we not put together a fund. Listen, Dr. Umar Johnson said, all I need is $1 million, $1 million, $1 million. Sold. Okay, no, now I think I need $3 million, $3 million. Why haven't, if Dr. Umar Johnson can go ahead and collect monies to build his school, the Marcus Garvey, Henry Grew, Martin Luther King.
The Marcus Garvey Frederick Douglass Academy.
Don't beat me, Reggie. I put you everything. Why can we, what is it going to take for us to have a private school? And it could be the red, white, and black, or maybe the red, green, and black, or maybe it could be, I don't know, maybe it could be the homeschooling schooling. I don't know. It's just, it could be anything.
It can be, but people just gotta they I don't know what it is. I don't know why people are not getting, this situation. And it's a very serious detrimental situation. And if they don't get on board 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from now, their children are going to be out there.
Lost.
And their children
Lost.
are going to be out there. And their children are going to be out there. It's going to be a perpetual situation.
That's been going on for years.
Listen, parents, if you're out there listening to this woman right now, I beseech you, please, you have to do something when it comes to the children's education. What I do for my niece from time to time, I'll go to her house or I'll call and I'll say, Demaya, what did you learn in school today? How was school today? School's good, Uncle Reggie. What you learned today? She said, we learned about Santa Claus and how he gives presents to the good kids, and how he doesn't do anything for the bad children, and talking about the Indians and the Pilgrims. And she said, Uncle Reggie, they told us that the Pilgrims came up with Thanksgiving dinner, invited the Indians, and Indians didn't want to go. That's exactly what she said to me. That's what they're teaching your children in school. And until you debunk that and debrief that and show them the real stories, they're going to go and believe in this stuff, because children's minds soak up a lot of stuff that they're told.
And then they're going to read James Lowen, Lies My Teacher Told Me, and they're going to feel betrayed. Like, what? Why was I in school?
But when they get teenage years, when they get teenage age and adult age, it's too late. They're already believing the stuff they were told when they were children.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We do 617-282-0062. I want to apologize to everybody who was listening in, hoping to get their little rocks off, Freaky Friday. Tayla about to say something real sexual. You know what? Go ahead, head over to Facebook, and we'll Periscope later. All right, I promise. We can go ahead and Periscope later. I'll Periscope with you all day. The topic of conversation was whether or not you should have sex with your significant other even when you're not in the mood. Freaky Friday, having sex with your significant other even when you don't want to. I've heard women say, as a wife, it's my duty to please my husband. I've heard men say, if I don't do it, somebody else will. Should you engage in sex simply to please the other even when you don't want to? If you want to go ahead and respond to that, that's the Freaky Friday. That's on Facebook. We'll Periscope later. We'll do all that stuff later. But right now, last night there was a town hall meeting, and at this emergency town hall meeting, had there been alcohol in the room, and they said, Tayla, take shots every time they bash a charter school, I'd be dead of alcohol poisoning right now. And again, Anari attended BPS. He attended Henry Grew in Hyde Park. We took him out, put him in Pope John Paul. That was probably one of the most difficult financial times for me, because you have to come out of pocket and pay for your child's education. And even still, there were more heathens at a Catholic school than there were at a BPS school. And I felt like that it was way too lenient. Teachers had no idea where they were doing it. Even though it was a Catholic school and they had that Catholic structure, they didn't have a curriculum structure. So we went ahead and left that. Asaria was accepted into a charter school, and out of sibling preference, Anari was allowed to attend a charter school. And when I tell you that his grades, and I'm with the parent that just called, like, my child was coming home with no homework. My child was coming home with again, I was that parent going and spending money on books. So when you go home, we're going to work on your handwriting. We're going to work on this math. We're going to work on this writing, this English. And, I bought those books. Those books are not cheap. When they're young, if there's a parent right now that's listening that has a young child, when you're young, kindergarten through preschool, through second grade, third grade, you can go to the dollar store actually. And this is, I'm being honest, this is how I started with Anari and Asaria's education. You go to the dollar store, you pick up those little dollar notebooks. You start working with them when it comes to their writing and their ABCs and their colors. And even as young as 2 and 3 years old, you get them these books so they can get in the habit of doing this. Anari and Asaria pick up 600-page books right now and read by themselves. I don't have to tell them to go to the library. Reggie B finds them there all the time. Like,
high five. High five.
Yeah,
high five.
absolutely.
High five.
And last night when I was at this charter school meeting, all I heard was charters are the reason why your kids are failing. BPS would be better if charters didn't exist. Your child's education sucks because BPS can't do anything because charter's taking all our money. And never have I once in any of the spaces that I've been in heard adults say, listen, we have a problem that needs to be fixed. How do we fix it? And what can we do that is going to be best practices for our children? Never have I ever heard this conversation where charter, private, parochial, or BPS, or the BTU, Boston Teachers Union, or Mayor Marty Walsh, or the governor, or any of the children from any of these schools came into the same space and say, what can we do? What needs to be done in order to fix this broken system? And it didn't break yesterday when Bill and Melinda Gates decided they wanted to buy education. It didn't start yesterday when the Walmart Foundation decided it wanted to buy education. This has been going on for years.
How many?
Yeah, charter schools.
50.
Okay, all right. I see where you're going with this, Reggie. I see where you're going with this.
I had to debrief you for a second.
I see. All right.
I see your facial expression. I bring you down.
So they had the student on stage last night, and he used the Donald Trump phrase for me. He was like, "Let's make BPS great again." I said, "Hold on, wait, baby. Like America, when has BPS been great?" But when he said that, everybody was like, "Yes, yes." Whoa, like the crowd went crazy. Make BPS great again. Hold up, pause, wait, all y'all. When was BPS great for you or your children?
I couldn't tell you.
I
couldn't tell you.
We got some callers on the line, 617-282-0062. Good rising, caller, you live. Good rising.
Oh, I'm actually a Boston Public School teacher en route to a math conference specifically designed at teaching students of color math in a more culturally relevant, engaging way. In San Francisco, I've listened to the topic a few times. It's my first time calling. I feel like you have a lot of good points, many good points. But heard you say something about Boxcar and buying a curriculum and some conversations past. Just like to say something about the achievement gaps, and people have touched on it. There is no achievement gap. There are the descendants of slaves and there are descendants of the slave masters. If you teach those two bodies of students the same way, you will always end up with unequal results. Given our history as former captives, what you have to teach us, how you have to teach us, and where you have to start is very different from how you teach our captors' children. Just so happens that school system writ large is not willing to take the political jump to make those sorts of revolutionary and radical approaches available to our students, because it would mean widespread equality, not just educational equality. So in large measure, the problem that you're seeing in Boston Public Schools, and it's not just Boston Public Schools, it's public schools all around the country, frankly, since Boston is one of the higher performing districts, in fact, at some point, the highest performing district in the country. That's not something that's a palatable conclusion for many people. The achievement gap, the education gap, whatever you want to call it, makes a lot of people a lot of money. A lot of money. So problems are good for people. If I can teach within a problem, I can perpetuate a problem, so on and so forth. I can profit from said problem. So the suggestion you made about African-American private school is dead on. And in fact, that is our only salvation. I'm saying this as a Boston Public School teacher. Our salvation does not lie within Boston Public Schools. It does not lie within charter schools even, until we gain the political capital, the economic capital to do what's right on our own behalf, to teach those tenets of Garvey, self-sufficiency, self-reliance, self-awareness, self-knowledge. We're just going to keep running around in a hamster cage.
I love it. Can I tell you that I wish I could hug you right now?
He needs to keep calling. He says it's the first time caller, but he needs to keep calling.
Reggie B said you need to be a continuous caller. That you said that this was your first time.
Standing still to passion, very intimately working within the system. But again, it's a problem where, you know, you mentioned Bill and Melinda Gates, we can talk about Pearson, we can talk about Houghton Mifflin, we can talk about all the educational consultants and so on. The Negro problem, as Du Bois coined it, is the most profitable problem of the 20th century, and it's looking like it's going to be the most profitable problem of the 21st century as well. So if it's not prisons, it's schools. They serve very similar purposes, and that's not to say the school is there to jail the students, but the school is there essentially to produce a certain type of worker, and this is not by accident, it's by design. So if you go back and you read the John Deweys, and you go back and read the other educational philosophers, the other gentleman's name is slipping my mind right now. Public school education or public education was never supposed to be on par with private education. It never was.
So when you get the name of that second gentleman, can you please give that to us?
And Horace Mann. So if you go read Horace Mann and John Dewey, and they're writing when public schools became compulsory, I believe the year is 18, near the start of the 19th century. Factory workers were the primary product or economic product of said schools. It's why you ring a bell. It's why we work on the agrarian calendar.
Well, he said, hold on. He said, this is why they ring a bell. This is in books. Let me go read because it's not illegal no more.
No.
The structure of the school was designed primarily to produce a certain tier of workers. So how we teach poor students, how we teach immigrant students has been the same way. So this is now a problem that African Americans face, but Eastern Europeans, Jews, Italians, so on, face the same problem when they first arrived in the United States. So Irish students were educated largely the way African American students are now. It just so happens that they had more economic mobility
thing on
via
YouTube,
trade
like when
union,
the Irishman became
very
white.
tight
Somebody said that to me.
economic network in their neighborhood that allowed them upward mobility, that then allowed them access to better schools. And if we're talking about Irish people specifically, that network of Catholic schools then became feeder schools for larger Jesuit universities like Boston College. So we have never created those spaces for ourselves in terms of creating feeder schools that would take some of our students who perform well, nor have we had the opportunity to create alternative economic routes like trade unions and so on to start to build an economic momentum or build economic clout so that we can start to fund our own schools. And that's been primarily the problem. So this thing is not, it's where we've been caught in it because we don't have the other socioeconomic capital outside of the system to ameliorate the system from the outside.
Do you have social media? Can you email me? Can we connect?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So everybody already has access to my email address, TaylaAndre@gmail. First name, last name, TaylaAndre@gmail. Tayla, why are you giving out your email? Because it's on my website. Anybody can contact me. So please, when you get a chance, please send me an email. I would love to connect with you. Let's talk this out. Because if we can go ahead and bring this information into certain spaces and go ahead and pool our money, Reggie, there's no reason why. They got trust funds to build buildings.
Yes.
If we have trust funds in this city, you know, the whole, what was it, the freeze frame Boston, they had a whole town hall meeting, emergency town hall meeting. Yo, I swear that's the new thing for 2016. Yeah. Emergency town hall meeting, everybody show up.
Actually, you know, if you want, that space where I have the open mic, we can use that space for free. We can use that and have something done there if you want to do that with him. I can make it happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I just want to say to the caller, the first line when you talked about, you know, the education for the slave master's children versus the slave children, that was bars, man. That was right on point. And the rest of the information that you gave, man, was straight up just knowledge.
Reggie said bars.
Man. That was bars, man. Kevin Hart, baby, say it with your chest. That's what's up, man.
read Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. If you want to understand why the educational landscape look like it has for us for going on 2 centuries now, read Carter G. Woodson's Miseducation of the Negro.
That's the one where it's like it looks like a woman and she has like a lock on her brain or something like that.
Absolutely, yes,
Okay.
yes. There's many different covers, but that's one of them. Yeah, but that you need to read that. Another book that people
I've seen it before, but I haven't read it. I'm gonna go to the library today.
I want the name.
Miseducation of a Negro. What's the name of the author again?
Carter G. Woodson, Miseducation of a Negro, and the book by W.E.B. Du Bois is Black Reconstruction.
You know what? I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope I can see you sometime in the near future because I want to hug you. I thank you for that. We needed that. All right, baby. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your conference. Bring us back some knowledge.
Peace, man.
All right. Woo! Bars. 617-282-0062. Good Rising Caller, you're live. And I thank you for your patience for the callers that have been on hold. I thank you for your patience for those that are continuously calling and weren't able to get through. I thank you for your patience. I promise to pull you up. Good Rising Caller, you're live.
Good morning and good rising.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Tayla?
I know who this is. How are you, my king?
I'm doing okay. I'm on my way to an academy.
You know who that is?
High school academy in Providence, Rhode Island, invited by the principal to introduce the People's Academy to possibly be a satellite location.
That's what's up.
Hold on. Go on.
T. Michael Thomas. Oh, man, work this
Yes. So for those who don't know T. Michael Thomas, please let them know what you do.
I am a coppersmith, and I train inner city residents to be employable, to be hopefully part of all of this construction that's going on in our great city that we have been left out of everything except the South. So we need to get our folks in our community employed and on these construction projects.
Man, something is going on in this radio station right now, y'all. I don't know what it is, but when she gathers herself, she's going to let you guys know, hopefully, or she's going to say something, but something emotional is going on here right now. So bear with us for a second. I'm going to continue to talk until she gathers herself. But listen, my slogan is we, us, you, and I. We have work to do, and it's going to get done. But we need everybody on board, everybody that hears the sound of my voice, that cares. We need you on board.
T. Michael Thomas, I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have an awesome day today. Enjoy your day. And I hope that we can get as many principals in the city of Boston to see your value, like Rhode Island just saw your value. Mm-hmm. So I opened my email. And the first email that popped up said, Jane, Tayla, give me a time and a date, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Jane Elliott is the woman that is all over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. She's a white woman with glasses, and she talks about who here wants to be African-American. Who here would trade the position of being a white person for being a black person? Anybody? Anybody wants to stand? Maybe you didn't understand the question. Who here, based on the treatment of African-Americans, would become black today? Nobody? Then you know exactly why the treatment, you know why, because of the treatment and the way that they are treated of black people. Jane Elliott just gave us her time, Black History Month. We got Jane.
And for those that don't know who Jane Elliott is, if you've seen a Facebook or YouTube clip, she did a clip some time ago, some years ago, where she had some people who were brown-eyed sit on one section of the room, and the people who had blue eyes sat on the other section of the room. If you saw that clip, that's who Jane Elliott is. And she broke it down, and she hurt some feelings in that room when she did that experiment.
She made a girl cry. The girl was like, this ain't fair. She was like, my point exactly. Good, I'm glad you understand it ain't fair. It ain't fair out here for a Negro. And the girl was just like, no, it's not fair. How could you do this to people? And Jane Elliott, it was like, listen, this is the exact point that I'm trying to make.
Right. Right.
If this is the way you feel, and simply on a classroom exercise, how do you think the Black community feels in the society of white America?
And this is a white
white woman
who gets it, people. She gets it. She gets it. And if you don't know who she is, YouTube her videos and just watch them because she speaks the truth.
Hold on, I'm about to. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
Okay. Well, T. Michael Thomas, if you're still listening, congratulations, brother.
Yes.
It's gonna happen for you, Rhode Island. It's gonna spread more. Just wait for it.
You know what? What Nana say? Jesus had to leave. Jesus had to leave on Bethlehem. Not Bethlehem. Where he was? Don't beat me. I don't know the Bible that well. Jerusalem. He had to leave before they came back and accepted him. So you might have to leave, T. Michael Thomas. You might have to go to Rhode Island before Massachusetts actually sees your value. Because I know you've been here fighting. I know you've been beating down some doors. And God sees you and we see you. But maybe you might have to leave your own backyard before somebody can see value in you.
Yep. Absolutely, man. And it's going to spread like wildfire after a while.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't tell you the chills I have right now. Jane Elliott, y'all.
People, I've never seen her do that before. She scared me half to death. I didn't know what was going on with her. I thought she was going to fall out or something over here. I had to keep it going and have my own composure.
I got it.
This society in general treats our citizens, our Black citizens. If you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our Black citizens do in this society, please stand. You didn't understand the directions. If you white folks want to be treated the way Blacks are in this society, stand. Nobody's standing here. That says very plainly that you know what's happening. You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others.
Jane Kennedy, y'all. Jane Kennedy just sent us a message, just sent me an email because it's not about me. It's about us. I never claim it's not about me. I'm not going to sit here and claim that it's about me because it's not. I'm not going to sit here and say she emailed me. She emailed us. She is giving her time to us. She is going to be on air educating us. When I tell you Black History Month is going to blow your mind. Last year, we received a lot of message last year for Black History Month. A lot of people were feeling the quote unquote movement. We were actually dubbed on Instagram the movement of Black history. And this year is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Like, I can't believe I just cried. YouTube just saw me cry, y'all. You guys just saw me cry. I feel some type of way.
I saw you cry. It's okay. Keep on crying. Did I tell you to cry before? I'm not telling you.
And that was Joy DeGrew. When Joy DeGrew charges $6,000 for 1 hour.
Yep.
$6,000. She was gonna charge, and that's the discount price.
For real.
That I'm so serious. That is you're a small nonprofit. All right, just $6,000. Joy DeGrew was like, Tayla, I can't give you an hour, but I'll give you 45 minutes.
Hey.
And I
for zero.
Yeah, and then Reggie called me, and I couldn't even breathe.
Yeah, I heard her crying, you guys, and I was like, you know what? I got 2 words for you. Keep crying. She kept crying too.
I have a dream. I cannot believe it is 6:58. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. To all of the parents, I really don't know my role in this world. I really don't know my purpose in this world, but
yes, you do.
We're going to try and get it together.
Yes,
I would love for us to have a school, and I would love for us to start kicking in doors and say, you want to fund a school? Bill Melinda Gates fund the school for little Black boys and girls so they can learn Marcus Garvey, Henry Grew.
Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass.
But you know what? It doesn't even have to be Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass.
Yeah.
It could be
whatever.
It could be anything.
King Mansa Musa, 1300s.
Hey, all right, okay, Reggie, I see you.
I'm playing, man. I'm just on a silent tip. I'm soaking in a whole bunch of information because I feel like a little kid, you know what I'm saying? I like cake, 50 cents, you know. That's what I feel like right now. But yeah, it could be anything. It could be any Black ancestor. It doesn't necessarily have to be Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey. But I understand why Dr. Umar said those 2 prominent ancestors, because they're powerful and they're deep, and their legacy still lives on to today.
Absolutely, absolutely. I am blessed. I want to give another shout out to Mother Caroline Academy, all girls school right here on Blue Hill Ave. They are accepting applications. We will have the girls on air. They were supposed to be on air next week, but due to their schedule, we're going to have to go ahead and push that back until March. So I'm okay with pushing that back. They're okay with pushing that back, but they will be on air speaking to us. And I'm also honored to be one of the co-hosts of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Inspired College Fair Saturday, tomorrow, mañana, January 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All ages are welcome. Melnea Cass Recreation Complex, 120 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. They are giving away scholarships right there. Shout out to BASE. The BASE Scholarship is presenting an opportunity to showcase and provide high school seniors with access and information on scholarships, resources intended to close the financial aid gap while attending college. College scholarships and grants will be presented, on-site physicals and FAFSA registration. And trust me, as far as parents are concerned, if you are not even for English speaking parents, FAFSA can be what is this? How do I do this? I don't know this. Like, FAFSA is really difficult. Trust me, I've had to fill it out as an adult, going to college as an adult, and I can only imagine how difficult it may be for a high school student or even a parent of a high school student. So come out and get your FAFSA taken care of. It's an interactive expo with college and community partners. The governor will be there, the mayor will be there, the media will be there, and I will be there, and I would love to give you a hug, baby. So if you can come out tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Melnea Cash, y'all know where it's at. Come out, give us some hugs, and shout out to Boss Lady because she is co-hosting with me. We do have the last caller of the day on the line. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Hello, good morning, Tayla.
Hello, good rising.
Good rising. One thing that I would like is to put a panel together so that we could come together and talk about how we could improve the school system in Boston. I heard a caller before talking about we need to get out of Boston. But how could we get out of Boston and then all these other white people coming in? Why should we run away from our home? Let's make it better. And we have the tools. If we come together, we could make it better. One of the problems in the school system is the pacing guide. No matter where the students are, they're encouraged to move on. We got to follow the pacing guide. Instead of servicing the children, we're servicing the pacing guide. All right? So I know I have to run out, and I'm going to come down there at Melanie Carr Saturday, and I'll introduce myself to you.
Yay!
Do we have any more?
I'm so excited. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I love you and appreciate you for that. I can't wait to meet you tomorrow. Wrap my arms around you and say thank you in person.
Yes.
All right. I will. For those that I got some messages over here like, Tayla, you need me to check your blood pressure? I'm okay. I'm all right. We gonna be all right. I get a little riled up sometimes. I do. I take full responsibility, but it's for a reason, and it's for a purpose, and it's for our children, and it's for our future. And if I don't do it, who else will?
I can speak for her eyes were red, but they're back to natural color, so she's cool. I can see it.
Thank you,
those that are worried, I see her. I'm right in her face.
You know what? That movie, Avatar, where they say, I see you, I think we need to use that more often. I see you. Like, I really do love that. But you know what? We going to be all right, y'all.
Can I just give one shout out, though?
Absolutely.
You talked about the group BASE. They were actually at BNN TV last night, and they came and spoke and gave an announcement about the event that's going to be happening tomorrow. And I just want to say shout out to Brianna Ford. She is one of the
yes, go on, Bree.
I got in touch with her last night, and we're going to be talking about some things concerning BASE and work to do too. So,
go on, Reggie B. Yes. Us, you, I, we.
Whatever you want it to be on your end, Taylor. But on my end, it's we, us, you, and I have work to do. That's what's up. Whatever you want it to be, it is on your end.
All my life I had to fight. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you guys had an awesome day today. Mwah! Big City 101.3 FM. I don't know why I keep forgetting about you. Oh my goodness. Hello, hello, hello. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. If you guys, so this video will not be monetized, and the reason why is because I allow Kendrick Lamar to play. Tweet Kendrick Lamar and see if he'll be a guest, because his whole album represents the show. So I've been trying to get in contact with him, but if we could get some people to tweet him, he'll probably see tweets more than he'll see my email. But I love you. I appreciate you. I apologize for crying. I'm a punk. I really am a punk. I'm such a punk. But I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you on Monday. Motivational Monday.